I'm Brad Jacobson, and today I'm gonna help you not look like a kook when you go out into the water to surf. Obviously, none of us want to look like a kook, so I had to bring a good friend of mine, Chris Wells, out. Chris was a professional surfer for many years, and he's also, for the last 10 plus years, been a surf instructor. So he's probably seen it all. So who better to ask what not to do, right? Chris, I'm sure you've seen it all, man.
Oh man, I've seen it from A to Z, kooks, Barneys, just wackiness on the beach.
So I think to start this off with what not to do, we should start with what you're wearing, right? Because so many things can go wrong before you even get out of the car. Trunks, it's fine to go surfing in a swimsuit or a bathing suit, but never put that swimsuit over your wetsuit, right?
Yeah, there's really no advantage to that. Less is more, just keep it streamlined, keep it simple.
Some of the things that you wouldn't think you would see, you do see. And there's a lot of people who come out from the Midwest, they don't know better. They go into a pool, they put on swim goggles, right? So you can see underwater. When you go surfing, especially here in Southern California, you're not gonna be able to see anything under that water.
Definitely, yeah. You definitely don't want to see swim goggles. Great in the pool, surfing, just get rid of them.
All right. Number two, a lot of people want to keep that hair looking beautiful. Look at this hair, man. I mean, you don't want to mess with that hair. So people are going to want to put on a swim cap, right? Or a shower cap, whatever that is.
Shower cap. That's good. That's good. Oh, yeah, man. I mean, especially the guys with the man bun. They're like, oh, my God, my man bun. It's so dope. I got to protect this thing. And they wrap it in tight. It's like, whoa, bro. Get rid of that thing. The man bun's going to look good after.
So it's not going to help you speed, like go faster, because you see him in the, like Michael Phelps always has on a swim cap.
Oh yeah, you're not going to look like Michael Phelps one way or the other, but yeah, just get rid of it.
All right, another thing that a lot of people use in the pool to get that added speed going: swim fins. Swim fins and surfing, it's just not going to work for you, right? I mean, it's going to
maybe if you're on a boogie board or a bodyboard, yeah, swim fins, but
absolutely.
Not on a surfboard.
All right, so now we're going to step away from what you've got, the clothing that you're wearing, and talk about actually getting to the beach, right? A lot of people, if you have a car and you can't fit the board in the back of the car, like Wellsy here, you got to throw them up onto surf racks. Now, you've probably seen a lot of people show up with some crazy combinations. What have you seen?
I've seen some crazy stuff. I mean, people putting the racks on backwards, people wrapping the boards, around, people shooting the board through the moonroof or the sunroof.
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean,
that's a good one.
The board's flying out, the racks falling off. I mean, it's pretty insane. And now there's some pretty technical racks, so you definitely want to read the user's manual before you put them on there.
For those who don't know, let me tell you how to actually put the board on top of the racks. You're going to want to lay those things fins up and fins forward. Why do you put those fins forward?
You want to put the fins forward for aerodynamics, and if the board does move backwards, the rope is going to catch them from sliding out.
Also, if you live close to the beach and you just want to walk, skate, or ride, or however you take your bike, a lot of people now are taking electric bikes, it's all right to skate there. Be careful though, because that's where most of the broken boards come in. You hit a rock or something like that and hit that. But skateboard's perfectly fine. Taking your little daughter's pink scooter, probably not a good idea.
No, you can leave the scooter at home. If it's black, maybe. Pink, out. Oh, you can hit Lanada on that thing. If you guys have one, charge Lanada. They'll be stoked, the boys up there.
Let's move on to the actual wetsuit, right? We're ready to go surfing. We're not putting the swim trunks on top of the wetsuit. A lot of people have never put on a wetsuit before because either they've grown up in warm water or they just never had a reason to put on a wetsuit. So the number one thing you want to do when putting on a wetsuit is remember the knee pads go in front. Right? And that's something that you've probably seen people have them backwards, inside out. What goes on with some of these people when they're coming out and putting these wetsuits on?
Definitely it is a little confusing because nowadays you have a chest zip, you have a back zip, but like Brad said, look for the knee pads, and that's going to tell you what the front of the wetsuit is.
It's awkward enough putting on a wetsuit for the first time, but if you put that thing on backwards, it's going to be even worse.
Yeah, and you want the wetsuit to fit like workout gear. I see some people show up and it looks like they're in a bag, and I'm like, wait, guys, wetsuits are supposed to be tight.
You can actually, if you get the wetsuit too big, you can get those big water bubbles at the bottom of your suit.
Yeah, we call it like balloon ankles when the thing stretches out and it just goes whoop. It looks like you have a bunch of water balloons in your ankles. That's always, no.
Yeah, you don't want to do that either. You don't want to do that either. Now we've got our wetsuit on, right? We look pretty proper, knees forward, everything. Now you got your surfboard. How do we get the surfboard to the beach? Well, first off, we're going to talk about carrying that surfboard down to the ocean. What's the proper way to carry a surfboard?
Basically, you just want to carry the board in the center, nose down a little bit, wax out, and that's going to give you the best feel for your board. You don't want to have it reverse, nose shooting up or pointed way down.
Fins forward.
Yeah, fins forward, all barneyed out. Hey, let's get some waves. It's like carry the board right, and you'll get a lot less attention on yourself.
So now a lot of surfboards are going to come with fin boxes. This is one of the things that will definitely land you on one of those Instagram kook pages, right? Putting those fins on backwards. Wellesley, how do you put these fins into the boxes?
Basically, you have two predominant fins now. You have FCS and you have Futures. So you just want to make sure you have the right fins that fit your fin boxes, and make sure, I've done it myself. I've put the left fin on the right side, the right fin on the left side. So just take a minute or two and make sure you get it in there, pop it in there, make sure these fins are in the correct settings.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing to know is that the fins are going to bend backwards. There's a shape on a fin, and that's going to bend backwards towards the tail or the bottom of the board. If you flip those and put them facing up towards the nose of the board, that's where you're gonna end up on Instagram.
That's a good point.
You've also got to get wax on this board. Now, I know you were mentioning before, you get a lot of people from areas maybe that they grew up snowboarding, skiing, things like that.
A lot of snowboarders will come out, and they're so used to they get the bottom of their snowboard. For speed, surfing, the wax goes on the top of the board as opposed to snowboarding on the bottom, and it's not for speed, it's for traction. So you get a nice thick coat so you can grip your board. When you grip, you rip.
Don't say that. Okay, another important thing when you're ready to go surf is that leash, right? It's always important when you're beginning to wear that leash. You don't want that board flying on its own, taking out other surfers. That's a definite kook move. Their difference is you have goofy footers and regular footers. Goofy footers is right foot forward when you're surfing, left-handed kind of a thing. And regular footers would be left foot forward.
So basically, if you're shortboarding, obviously you want to have it down by your ankle, and the swivel's always in the back of your leg, so it's going outward so you don't step on it. But a lot of people put it forward and they keep stepping on it, flipping, the board's flying all over, and it's going to have a possibility to come back and hit you in the face.
One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to walk all the way up to the water's edge with that leash on, strapped leash on at the beach, because if you've ever got that leash stuck between your toes as you're walking, that's painful.
Yeah, it's painful, and you're going down. I've seen top pros
You are going down.
Put the leash on, frothing out so hard, running, trip, bop, 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 right down face first. Yeah, just if you're a dude, leave the yoga pants at home.
We didn't get into yoga pants. I'm just totally picturing like
I see dudes show the yoga pants, the tats, and they're all ripped. Like, check me out, bro. Look at these stretches. Like, dude, just go surf.
All right, so now we're ready to paddle out. Number one thing once you start paddling, it's one hand at a time as if you're going to be swimming. You don't want to do the double-handed paddle, right?
No, the double-handed paddle is more of a traditional longboarding kind of paddle.
That's true.
With, back in the day, but you want long, clean strokes, smooth. You don't be flipping and, slapping at the water and your legs spread.
Slapping at the water.
Nice and streamlined, nice and smooth, nice steady pace.
What about kicking with your legs though? Once you go faster?
But unless you're on a bodyboard, you don't need to kick. I've seen guys spread eagle, kicking, flapping. Check me out, dude. I'm like, whoa, dude, calm down.
That's going to make you look like a kook right away.
That's instant kook. You can always tell a kook by the way they paddle. They're way too amped out and they're way too slapping.
Now you're ready to paddle out. You start paddling out. There's going to be waves coming in, right? There's a couple ways to get through them, whether you're going to duck dive or you're going to turtle dive that board. The one thing you never want to do, especially in a crowd, is let that board go.
That's a good thing. With the popularity of surfing, there's a lot of people around. Hold on to your equipment. Even if it's a bigger wave, just hold the nose, take it down, keep a nice firm grip on it. If you're flailing your board and bailing out and blowing some guy's ride, they're going to be like, that dude's a kook or that girl's a kook.
Right. And not only that, but there could be guys paddling up behind you.
Oh, yeah.
And you get a 6, 7 foot piece of fiberglass coming at you.
It's coming at you like a missile. You're like, oh, my God. Diving off, that's pretty gnarly.
All right, so now you've paddled out. You're not letting your board go. You're in the lineup, right? When you're sitting there, one of the very first things as well, when somebody paddles out in the lineup, you can tell if they're a kook or not. If they're sitting all the way to the back, that board's almost straight up towards the sun.
Oh, I see guys out there, we're riding cowboy, look like they're on a horse or at the rodeo or something. Like, dude, you're not at the rodeo anymore, you're surfing now. Bring that board centered, keep it nice and smooth, breathe, relax, just, you're right in the middle and just chill.
And you can even do the opposite. You can sit too far forward, you're gonna go face forward.
Oh, yeah.
The board's gonna go shooting out your back, hopefully not hit anybody.
Oh, I had this one guy paddle up, he paddled up, we're about 2 feet from me, he goes, hey, howdy cowboy. Went for a board shot like a missile, I was like, Jesus, dude, you almost took my head off.
That reminds me, with the cowboy thing, when you paddle out, especially if it's a crowded lineup, don't paddle out right next to somebody and just sit there and be like, hey, how's it going? The thing with surfing is you want your own space, unless we're friends and we're like hanging out having a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. You know, surfing is all about space. If you can touch somebody, you're too close. Besides being COVID, it's just kind of a Barney move. You got the whole ocean. A dude pulls up 6 inches from your, hey, buddy, what's going on? Like, really, dude? You can go like 20 yards down the beach? I mean, come on.
There you go. I hope this has helped you learn how not to kook it as much. Throw in some comments below if you've got any ideas for these other new beginners, for stuff that we may have missed or just not covered. We're just trying to help out here, man. Anyway, hey, I'm Brad Jacobson. This is my buddy Chris Wells. I'll see you on the beach.
See you on the beach and don't be a kook.